So what about when you're starting tones
Well,
softly?
you're starting a note, you really need to have control. And a lot of times when people have to make an upper register note come out, there's Death and Transfiguration, which is... Well, so most people...
Yeah.
That's equivalent to the yips in golf.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's important to start the air and form the embouchure before adding the requisite tooth pressure.
Uh-huh.
Tooth pressure I use in guarded terms.
Yeah, right.
A lot of people start with the tongue on the reed, and so you don't know what too much pressure is. The whole idea is to get just the right amount of pressure. So this way you can start with not enough pressure and go right up to the point where the reed responds. If you start with the tongue on the reed, you can't know where that point is.
Yeah.
So you usually overshoot it and start with too much pressure and then release the pressure to get the note out.
Yeah.
So, and that's not a good plan.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting about that, and I know you know this, that a lot of people in setting up kids to play are saying, you know, the tongue is on the reed, the air goes, you let the tongue go, and then there's the note.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So you would advise just to step away from that altogether.
Right. And just sort of tap the reed with the tongue when it's ready to go. That way you really develop a relationship with the setup where you know exactly what when it's going to respond, and you can crawl right up to that point and then set it in motion.
Yeah, and the reason I'm glad we're talking about this is that that is one of the things that we've talked about today. That's a departure from the way people typically talk about learning how to incorporate the tongue into your playing, about having air moving first and then the embouchure coming into play so the note speaks, rather than having the tongue sort of release this air pressure in there.
Right. You don't want explosions.
Yeah.
You want a controlled explosion.
Yeah, yeah.